I found out that my sister opened several credit cards in my name and maxed them out, and my parents suggested I just let it slide. So, got the police involved and sent her to jail. My sister, who is addicted to meth, opened up several credit cards in my name and maxed them all out quickly. They were used mainly at grocery stores and Target/Walmart. I learned about it because I was served a court summons last week at my apartment. When I looked at my credit report, because I thought someone had obviously screwed up, I saw all sorts of accounts I didn't recognize, along with a collection account. The total of everything is a little over $15,000, and it looks like all of the accounts were opened around August or September of last year. The address for them all read at my sister's house, which is an attached apartment at my parents' house. I called my parents immediately and told them what was going on, and they said they would talk with my sister. A couple of days go by and I call them again. They said they were looking to get her into rehab as she confessed she has a substance addiction. I had talked to a friend in law school who said my only remedy was to get the police involved unless I wanted my credit to be ruined for years. When I told my mom that, she said to hold off on it and to come to the house, and we could all sit down and discuss what to do. Yesterday I went to my parents' house and I sat down with them and my sister. She apologized for opening the accounts and she told me she was addicted to substance. She said she got my social security number from an old tax form. She said she used the credit cards to buy gift cards and groceries, household items to trade for substances. She said she's using a lot less lately and she is thinking about rehab. I told all of them what my friend told me and it turned into my mom telling me not to do it. She suggested that I could pay the money back over time, and when my sister could, she could start making payments back to me. I've seen how drug addictions work, which is how I know when is more like if and most likely won't. I do want my sister to kick the addiction, but I'm also trying to buy a house when my lease is up next year. My current credit score is in the high 400s, which would never qualify me for a mortgage. I explained this to my parents, and I could tell they knew what it meant for me. They knew just paying it off wouldn't solve my problem. There are tons of 90-day late marks on my credit, the closed credit cards, the collection account, and now the subpoena. I told them all of this and they offered to pay it all off immediately, which still doesn't solve the problem. They said to at least think about their offer and not call the police over it. They said she needs rehab, not jail. This morning my dad called and told me he and my mom understand my frustration, but to please give my sister a second chance. They offered to basically buy a house for me, and I'd repay them. The only thing I gave them was that if I decided to go to the police, I'd give them a heads up first. I'm torn as to what to do here. I do agree she probably needs rehab more than jail, but she also committed multiple crimes and used my identity. Then there's the fact that I could be looking at a 0% or very low interest rate home loan from my parents to buy a house. I'd imagine that would come with the stipulation that I eat the loss on this. Update. A couple of days after, I decided I was just going to make the police report and let my parents know I was doing it. Not a lot happened at first, and I was told an investigator would take over the case. What was nice was that the police report did allow me to knock everything off of my credit report. My credit score shot up about 270 points. I now have literally 0 bad marks on my credit. Last week I spoke with an investigator for about 5 minutes and let them know I didn't lose any money out of the situation, and my credit was back to normal. He told me to keep watching my credit just in case it happens again. Didn't think a lot more of it. About 2 hours later, my mom called screaming at me that my sister was going to jail. She basically said I was a piece of trash for sending her to jail when she was trying to get help. My sister talked a lot about getting help, but never went to rehab or even really looked into it. Apparently my sister did confess to everything to the investigator and was arrested at my parents' house. She spent a grand total of 1 night in jail and was released the next day with a court date in August. My parents got her a lawyer, and it sounds like she's just going to get court supervision with restitution and mandatory DARG rehab, which is probably the best case scenario all things considered. My parents will pay the restitution, I'm sure, but that didn't stop my mom from exploding at me. I was uninvited to our family's July 4th celebration because my mom said it would be difficult for my sister to see me. That's cool, I guess. Let's coddle the substance user who stole my identity to get more substance. I know I'm sort of ranting, but it's just frustrating. The legal system seems to have done its job perfectly. It's my family who is being unreasonable. I'm making sure nothing new shows up on my credit now, because I do plan on buying a house in the fall. I'm just planning on buying far away from my family now.